Good morning, all you stylists from the break room. Good morning. We've got a fun little quiz. There is a national holiday coming up this weekend, so we're going to be goofing off and having a little bit of shenanigans. John is back this week with us. What is going on, John? Good morning.
I am back from halfway through my dental hell. Mouth work is no fun. No fun. all because I bit into an apple. You go figure on that. No, seriously. Look,
it's good stuff.
Wait, everybody, look. I'm like my grandpa.
Yeesh.
It's the worst thing ever. Worst thing ever. I've broken bones that have been less painful than this. Anyway,
something dental, man.
There's something about mouth pain that just pushes you over the edge. And I was over the edge already, so this just didn't freaking help. My wife was like, sedate him forever.
Right. Permanently.
Yeah, she was going to take me over to the animal control and have them put me down. But no, hey, how about you? How are things going? What's going on?
It's keeping ourselves busy. Keeping ourselves busy. That's all you can do. I had a fun in-salon education class yesterday.
Okay.
I was in Orland Park. And it's really cool, just like a lot of the classes, and I say this all the time, but I guess it's wild now because it's gotten to the point where we're old. So that we're not the young generation in the room anymore. Now we're the middle towards the older generation in the room now. And it's freaking hilarious to me because I was starting to see these younger stylists, and by default, they're younger in age as well, too. I have a problem. Anytime I see somebody younger than me, you got to understand, I was always the youngest in the room, right? So anybody younger than me was a kid, like one of the cousins or my siblings. I'm the oldest. I pick on them. So now you see younger stylists in the room. I can't help myself. I'm picking on them. I have no idea who these people are.
Well, that's
picking on them.
Hey, but if you didn't pick on, like when we did the second class, there was that girl in the front row that you were picking on the whole time.
Oh, that poor girl.
But wait, she taught us the comb trick with the fiber spray. Yeah, so if you didn't pick on her, she would have never spoke up. And I think it's great. I had one of my old trainees. She lives in California now. She's still doing hair. She's doing great. She's got like a gajillion followers. She's a couple of the companies sponsor her and stuff. She comes back to Illinois once a month and does pop-ups. And she was over. She was right by where I am. So I stopped and was chit-chatting with her. And I remember her being this punk 18-year-old coming out of beauty school. And now she is, her skill set is amazing. And just seeing the stylist that she's grown and become, and now she's, quote unquote, an influencer, and these companies are paying her to make videos for them and stuff. It was surreal to me. I felt very old. So, it's I guess it's the way of things, right?
It's cool. It's fun, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
It really is cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk her into coming on here with us. Okay. She could share some tips and tricks on how to get because she's got a massive social media following. Like if she skips videos and stuff, she gets instant messages from people going, "Hey, when's your next video?"
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So So you got a quiz for us. Let's go, big dog. Give me a quiz.
Oh, we got a quiz. Let me see. Where's my quiz?
The answer is sit on my porch on July 4th and do nothing. That's my
Whoa,
answer to everything.
that sounds like such a great plan, man.
Drink iced tea and sit under the umbrella.
Why is it important to get right? Okay, these are client questions this week. This is a collection of client questions.
Okay.
Why is it important to get regular trims even if you're growing your hair out? Is it to keep your stylist happy? Is it to get rid of split ends and prevent breakage? Is it helps you change your style regularly, or does it make your hair grow faster?
It's to get rid of split ends and eliminate breakage.
Why are you
But
laughing?
because it was that you asked that question, I was actually vegging out watching TV for a couple of minutes and last night, and I forget the name of the product, but where it mends split ends, and they show this this animation of split hair, and then like this, it's like this magic stuff circles it and makes it stick back together.
Oh yeah, that
It's just
of course
funny that
it's in
you.
an animation.
It's just funny that you did that you mentioned that, but yeah, it's to eliminate split ends and control breakage.
All right. What's the best way to protect your hair from heat during styling? With hairspray, keeping it sopping wet, using heat protectant sprays, or just cranking up that flat iron and passing it through the hair really fast.
I thought it was you forgot number 5 on that, which is your favorite, air dry.
Yeah, no, this is not what client. No, this isn't my questions. These are client fucking questions that I've been collecting over the years, and I just I
The
think
answer
that's my bad.
the, the answer to that question is wait, hold on. I just went blank. Now even my dogs are barking. Um, it's heat protectant. You need a heat protectant. You need some form of protectant on the hair, or else heat tools are going to ravage your hair.
But clients have seen stylists hairspray the hair so many times before they curl it. Why can't clients do that at home?
You want that? You want me to answer that question? First things first is because first the tools that our clients buy, number one, usually isn't what we recommend. They buy it from the dude in the kiosk at the mall. That it goes to 450 degrees right away, and and what they're doing with that hairspray then is they're just laminating their hair. That's number one. Number two, of course, all of our clients buy all the products that we recommend. They're not buying stuff, they're Amazon quick deals that, are 80% silicone, but it makes my hair feel good. Um, and then you put that 450-degree, flat iron that came from China, um, and you're basically are laminating your hair. Does that answer your question?
So do as I say, not as I do. Got it.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you
Causes
do
hair.
wait. You just opened up a can of worms with that statement, okay? Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Do you do
Mhm.
surgery? Do you do surgery on yourself? Do you just get
Yes,
a
yes, I do. You know I do. Who are you even talking to about medical questions right now? Okay. What is that website that says you always have cancer when you look up your medical symptoms?
WebMD?
Okay, I got WebMD got nothing on me when it
Yes,
comes to medical self-diagnosing. Okay.
yes, and I've seen you take a box cutter to yourself too. All right. I'm gonna wheel that statement right back.
No,
Okay,
no, no, no. Bring it
your
on.
next question. Your next question. Eddie, what are you doing? Eddie, what are you doing? Oh, this has just gotta go. Yeah.
What causes hair to look frizzy or dull after what? Why does hair look frizzy and dull after washing? Is it because the hair is too healthy? Is it because it's going through the weather changes? Is it because the shampoo didn't like lather or foam enough? Or is it because the cuticle is raised?
Well, we all know that it's because the cuticle is raised, and that's why we all know that even post shampoo and conditioner, you need to finish your style with some form of styling to help close that cuticle down. And especially if you color your hair, you really need to close that cuticle down in the weather that we're having, or else the sun is really going to ravage your color.
What does the cuticle even mean? What even is a cuticle?
Cuticle is the outermost layer of the hair. The cuticle is like little shingles on the hair shaft, Eddie. I mean, for us to do anything inside the hair shaft, we have to raise the cuticle, right? Do you remember that from beauty school?
Maybe. I think I was passed out.
Okay. We
I think I was
if you
doing
keep
surgery. I was in op room that
yeah, you're digging out a tumor with your shears.
it's just so stupid.
You are.
I know.
Guys, everybody watching, the things that I have seen Eddie do to himself, all for the fact of is, look, I would have had to, if I didn't do this, I would have had to go on and sit in an emergency room for 6 hours, and I got things to do.
Hey, ain't nobody got time for that. You know, it's yeah. All right. When your blonde hair turns brassy or yellow, how do you fix that? Do you just have to shampoo it more often? Do you need more olive oil? Do you use a purple shampoo? Or should you stop conditioning your hair as much?
You need a violet shampoo, which will help. If we remember from our color wheel. Oh, I don't even have the handy dandy color book with me. If those of you that have handy dandy color books, you can open it up and they have the color wheel in there. Uh, you need violet, and possibly even if it's that brassy, you may even want to contact your stylist, and they may actually have something a little stronger than violet shampoo to help cancel that out for you.
Oh. What's the best way to brush your wet hair to avoid breakage? Using a paddle brush from roots to ends? Using a wide tooth comb from the ends to the roots? To just run your fingers through it really quickly while it's still soaking wet? Or to wait till it fully air dries and then brush it out?
Or you can use your Ergo Gentle paddle brush and start at the ends and work your way up.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
God, what is with me and shameless plugs for the past couple of weeks? I'm still, dude, I'm still in class mode. Sorry.
You're, yeah, I know, right? You're, oh gosh, is QVC still a thing in the Home Shopping Network?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be cool? We could get on there. So, we could develop the Eddie Ohanian home surgery kit.
God, we need UHF station.
Public access. That'd be awesome. Right?
Oh my gosh, what a great show. Hey, did you know Weird Al was at the Ravinia over the weekend?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. The Ravinia, for those of you who don't know, is a local concert venue in the Chicagoland area. How cool would have that been to go see Weird Al?
Yeah, and they have a giant lawn section where you just like bring a blanket and sit on the lawn. It's kind of dope.
It is kind of dope until it stormed in the middle of the concert. That's the only reason why I heard about it. Hey, people running across the lawn trying to get out of the storm. We've been having flash storms all week, It just starts off with a couple of drips, like a couple of tinkles, and then all of a sudden it's a downpour for about a good 5-10 minutes, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out as if nothing ever happened. It's like, oh, okay.
Right.
That's how much humidity we have. It's just freaking breaking.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't. Awesome. I thought when it rains that hard that it'll break the 90-degree, high heat temperature. Yeah, no. I recall back last year around the same time, it was also 90 degrees all week long. So I said last year that if this year is going to be like the same BS, I personally don't like the heat like that. I hate heat and I hate the sun. So I was saying last year, if it's like that this year, I ain't barbecuing. I ain't taking a day off. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just going back to work. And now here we are. I got my foot in my mouth. What do I do? What do I do?
Well, and here's the fun part about this holiday this week is it's on a Friday. So as a hairdresser, Fridays and Saturdays are kind of like the taboo days, And the question is what do you do? What do you do on a day that your body and your brain knows at 9 o'clock in the morning you should be at full tilt, heavily caffeinated, going after it, each and every client, and you are actually going to have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So my question is to everybody out there and anybody watching is what do you do on a day off like that? I mean, I know personally, I plan on just sitting on my patio. I'm just going to chill. Like I said, iced tea and the umbrella out. I'm going to watch, my dogs, as you heard them earlier, destroy my backyard. And I'm doing nothing, man. I'm going to sit as long as I can sit. And I'm like you. I don't like this 98-degree craziness. Because and then what happens? You start your grill, and it immediately around your grill it goes up to 130 degrees. It's like you're forging metal, right? So we actually have nothing to do, and we're just gonna chill. We're gonna chill the whole day. It's gonna be awesome. That's my plan. What's your plan?
Last year, I turned the air down to 65. Carmelina came in bundled up in a snowsuit, complaining. Because I did it overnight. I did it at like 2 o'clock in the mornings, So by the time she woke up, she was already her teeth chattering and everything. By 8, 9 o'clock, it was already 80-something degrees. It's like it's 8 o'clock in the morning, man, And I get it. It's summertime. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining to myself. There's a lot of people that love this weather and they're so happy that the sun, and all that, right? And that's fine. But for those of you that don't go outside very often, look, my joke is always this porcelain skin is very hard to maintain when it's this sunny outside. Okay. It's really, really hard to maintain this porcelain skin. So it's rough, man. It's rough. I opened the door and already that heat. So I don't know if it's a heat rush or if it's because it's an ice cube freezer. It's like a meat locker in here, and I'm opening the door and it's just a change, or if it really is that hot outside. I don't know which one it is. I'm already sweating and I'm already angry. You know how when I get overheated just from working together, I'm already get angry when I get overheated.
Right.
I'm already angry. It's first thing in the morning. Like, okay. Yeah, and like you're saying, you set up the grill, you freaking turn that sucker on, and okay, now I understand everybody what they're talking about, radiation and secondhand, degree stuff, right? And you're sitting there, you're cooking, like that meat looks so freaking delicious. It's sizzling and stuff. I forgot to turn the burner on. So if the meat is if it's already sizzling off the griddle that hard, I didn't turn the freaking thing on yet, man. Son of a. So like, all right, you turn that thing on. So now I'm doing this stupid dancing game with myself. I want that burner on to full blast because I just want to flash burn cook this thing and get the hell out of the heat. But you gotta slow cook the meat for it to taste good. Like what? Like
right. Yeah.
Dude, all right. Last year, you know how you always tell me you love Costco all the time?
Right.
So we went to Costco and we bought like that. You can explain it better than I can, but they had this mega pack of bacon. Do you know what I'm talking about? It looked like a
Yes, I
brick.
do. Yeah.
What is that? Like 5 pounds of bacon or something in that
Yeah.
package?
It's 5 pounds of bacon.
Okay. So the grill, I have a 5 burner grill.
Right.
Okay. You've seen it. It's,
Yeah.
charbroil grill. Okay. The guys created such a grease fire because they were grilling the bacon on like tinfoil sheets,
Yeah.
but they didn't think about like how much grease comes off the bacon grease, the good stuff. And instead of saving the grease for something else, the good stuff, they were thinking it was just going down into the grill and
Incinerating.
out of sight, out of mind, right? A hole this big, the bacon grease burned a hole through. These dudes had such a pit fire, grease fire going. The flames were taller than me. I'm 5'10". The flames were taller than me. Okay. All of a sudden, you hear kaboom. And it was because the thing gave out. The bottom of the grill underneath the burners gave out. And the whole, it's metal, man. The whole freaking
Yeah.
thing flopped. But that grease fire was still going. The guys come running into the house. Eddie, I think the propane tank is about to explode because it's on fire. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. They're like, no, we're being serious, like legit, we're being serious. What did you guys do? I go
Holy
out there.
crud.
You got flames this high up. You got fire all around the floor. I got a wood deck. I'm like, all right. They're like, what do we do? I'm like, I need burgers, I need hot dogs, and I need vegetables right now. They're like, what? I'm like, we got to put this fire out. They're like, well, how are you going to put out a grease fire? I go, with veggies. Bring me the veggies. They're like, what are you even talking about? I'm like, vegetables kill fire. Okay. I tell this to my mother-in-law all the time. Anytime she makes this delicious, amazing spaghetti and meatball dinner, right? And she's got the Parmesan cheese next to it. She's got an additional bowl of extra meatballs with the sauce just in case you're still hungry, you want them more,
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, she just plops down this bowl of salad in the middle of the dinner table. And you're like, we have this beautiful bowl of pasta in front of us. You got all these meatballs over here. You got all this cheese over there. What's with the freaking salad? Like, you just ruined the ambiance. Who puts a salad in the middle of a spaghetti dinner?
Eddie, some people do like vegetables.
You remember the comedian John Panette?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but his joke is salad is not food. Salad comes with the food. When you order a steak, they put a salad in front of you. That's a promissory note that food is to come. Okay.
Okay.
Go YouTube his skit after the live. Hey, but let me tell you, man, it takes so much fire to grill freaking vegetables because vegetables is grass. Grass is just annoying. Okay. And it killed the grease fire because it lost all its heart. It said, it's, the heart of the fire. You know what am I talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I put a couple of peppers and tomatoes and onions on top of that thing, and that thing said, the onion is cool.
Out.
I'll caramelize this onion. But out of here with this noise with I ain't doing arugulas and and peppers and tomatoes. All right. The grease fire died. I had to throw a burger. I had to donate to the chaos gods, another burger and a brat and a hot dog to get the grease back up again. That grill was toast. That grill was toast.
So, guys,
Anyways,
we want to
the
know.
point is, after that, I went and laid down. I was dripping sweat. It's like I took a shower. I was dripping sweat, and I get confused sometimes because I do shower with clothes on sometimes too. So I wasn't sure what was going on, where I was at anymore. Was having hot flash, heat flash, hot flash, whatever you call it. And I just went and laid down. And then all of a sudden it was Sunday.
So, in the comment section, guys, let us know what did you do, or what are you planning to do July 4th on your Friday off where you won't be seeing clients? What is your plan? Let us know what you got going on.
I want to know what your comments are about grilling veggies. Is there a particular order that you find that you have to go in before it kills your fire completely? And this is a gas grill, mind you. The fire, even the gas, not the propane tank was fresh. The gas didn't run out. It just the burners refused to keep operating.
And the guys should not be allowed near your grill, because when you had your barbecue and you made all those kebabs and there was all that grease that was on that flat top you had, I saw one of the guys just tilt it up and dump the grease onto the burners, and there was a big flare up. I don't want to mention any names because I love him dearly. He's a great dude.
Brian would do.
Once again,
Brian or Granville.
I'm not mentioning names.
Oh, I will.
But he, yeah. Anyway, so we need to have a conversation about Xenogen Eclipse shampoo, because when I first when it was first put in my hand, I went, "Oh, it's a gray enhancing shampoo." I went, "Great, here we go. It's another blue shampoo." It is not just another blue shampoo. This shampoo is something else.
With your dog barking in the background so much, I can't make out what you. The Xenogen Eclipse,
yeah,
is a blue shampoo.
Well, it's a gray enhancing shampoo, is what my point being.
What?
It's not.
I missed. I don't know, with the dog barking. I must have missed something.
I'm sorry.
That went over my head.
The Eclipse shampoo is a gray enhancing shampoo. True or false?
The Xenogen Eclipse shampoo is a gray. No, it's not a gray. No, it's not a gray enhancing shampoo.
What is it then?
The how you call it? It's a it will add it restores natural. It helps to restore natural pigment, natural melanin back into the hair.
Right.
So like the eumelanin and the phytomelanin, the natural pigmentation of the hair.
Right.
It helps to rejuvenate and re-enhance and restore some of that lost melanin. So this way, gray hair can regain some of its pigmentation back.
Right. It's a gray enhancing shampoo.
I mean, all right. I guess you could say it that way.
Doesn't it?
I don't know. I guess when
You're
I think gray enhancing shampoo, I think like um okay, that's what confused me. Like you were saying gray enhancing and you were saying blue. That's what it was making me think about, like something that debrasses the hair or something that makes the
right.
gray hair
Well,
clear or something like
well,
that.
well. That was the next point I was getting to before my dog that is going to be. I can't say it because there are people that are animal lovers, but her and I are going to have problems later. Um, I love my dogs, guys. I'm lying. Um, my
You uh,
my kid,
that
my
dog's
kid.
got you wrapped around her paw so freaking good. You not even.
Look, look.
How
My kids
long
will
have you
tell you.
been off? Okay, with your dog, she just
Uh,
looks at you and goes, "Huh?"
my kids will tell you I love the dog more than I love them. But anyway, but that's the point I was going to get to is that was that it's not a blue shampoo. It's not anything like that. This actually is a restorative shampoo. True or false?
Restorative bro,
It
you
help. It
kill.
helps.
She's killing me, man. I don't know who she's pissed off at right now, but it's killing me.
The
It's blowing me
landscapers.
up.
Hold on, I'm going to go into the other room because the landscapers are here and she hates them. Hold,
All
please.
right, well, you were asking me a true false question. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
True or false? That it is a true restorative gray restorative shampoo, just like you said, with all the things that it adds.
Right.
So that was my point, that it's not just a blue shampoo, not
Where
just
are
a
you getting
violet.
the blue from? That's what I'm confused about.
Sorry, not it's not just a violet shampoo.
But what violet though? I don't even understand where you're getting that
Because
from. Are we talking about
because
the same?
any yeah, we're talking about the same thing. Any other shampoo that quote unquote helps gray or what have you, um, is usually blue or violet or got some kind of cooling effect to it. True.
Yes.
So this is not that type of shampoo. Is my point.
Okay. Okay. Again, with the dog barking, I could not make out what you
That
were saying. Yeah,
that was
correct. The Eclipse shampoo is not a blue enhancing, gray hair enhancing shampoo.
right.
It is a restorative pigment. It'll restore the natural pigment back into the hair.
Exactly. We're saying the same thing, just differently.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I couldn't make out what you were saying. I was so freaking confused.
Well, yeah, that was my fault. I'm sorry. From now on, we will do this from the shop. I was home and I went, I'm just gonna do this from home. But as we know, the four-legged creatures rule the roost. So, but yeah. So then, give it what pretend. Let's pretend I am Joe Blow stylist, and I've never seen this product before, Eclipse. Or even better, let me do it better. Let me do you one better because I'm talking completely sideways today. Um, how would you sell this to your client? This shampoo.
How do you sell it to your? Okay, yeah. Some clients have resistant hair, resistant gray hair naturally, and they're always complaining that every time they get their hair colored, it's they. Some clients they're like, "Oh, it didn't cover," but it really did. But they're always complaining that it didn't cover enough for them. So they have resistant hair. And we do things to adjust for it. And we spend a lot of time trying to come up with different tricks and tips and stuff like that to make it work. You getting them on a regiment of using the Eclipse shampoo, for example, can help lessen that burden that stresses us out to get them that coverage, especially on resistant hair, because it'll help restore some of that natural, pigment to their hair, right? Another way of doing it is some clients who stop coloring their hair because reasons. which I'll never understand. You don't want to look Snow White. So using the Eclipse shampoo can help at least offset that a little bit. It's not going to. A lot of these shampoos, you're not going to have your natural color back again like you were 20 years old. Let's make that distinction.
Right.
It's going to help restore some of that lost pigment. It's not going to completely bring it all back. So meaning if you were, 50%, you may only be like 40%. But that 10% regain of pigmentation is huge because now it gives you so many more coloring options and styling options. And it also restores thickness and smoothness back into your hair too. When your hair loses its color, it starts to frizz, it starts to expand, it starts to get wiry, and it's really hard to style. It's hard for us to deal with at the salon. It's equally harder for the client to deal with at home themselves. So restoring some of that lost pigmentation and some of that lost melanin is a huge difference for people. It's a really, really big difference for people because it'll, at a minimum, it'll soften the hair, it'll recondition the hair naturally, bring back some of that lost. And then on a more meta level, behind the chair, it helps us get better coverage, get better coloring options, be able to highlight the hair again and have something to highlight. So we're not just going neon highlighter yellow as soon as we touch lightener to gray hair. There's a lot of things that come through along with it that help it a lot. So that's the long and the short of it.
Right, I get that. Yeah, because the way it was
goes, they got to use it every other day. They should be using it three to 4 times a week.
Okay.
Because it's on frequency of use. There's no active. That's the nice thing about Xenogen in general. There's no active ingredient, so you're not forcing your hair to do something. It's just frequency of use. The more often you use it, and then the more often it'll absorb, and over time, it'll help you in the long run.
That makes sense. That makes 100% sense. And the way that Jared explained it to me too is that with continued use, and like you mentioned earlier, because it is giving you about 10% of that pigment, restoring some of that pigment, that you're actually putting pigment in there to attach artificial pigment too when you do coloring and stuff like that, and it'll actually for lack of a better term, make it stick better. You're going to get much better coverage and everything. So, Eclipse is something that everybody should at least, you should play with it, guys. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time with it. And it is a great tool to help your color, especially on your gray hair clients. I guess is the best way to put it. Is the simplest term to put it.
It's really wild because when these kind of products first started hitting the market, a lot of colorists were freaking out, going, I'm going to lose my color business. I don't know if you heard that at all or if you came across those comments at all, but it's actually quite the opposite. This helps. This completely helps, because I think there was just that people were getting confused. They thought the commercials, that's marketing, bring all your color back, restore,
right.
That's what it was. Restore lost color or lost pigment back to your hair or something. The way they phrased it, not Xenogen, but like the way companies were phrasing this in the beginning when it first came out, it was just marketing.
And there's also, because if you along those lines, back in the day, there were a couple of companies that had color enhancing shampoos and conditioners. Stuff like Art Tech, Clay Pack, and
like those semi-permanents.
Yeah, well, they were, it was, Art Tech, you used to be able to mix it yourself for your client, their shampoo and conditioner. You'd add what pigment you wanted to add to it. clay pack came in a variety of different colors, and they had this one. It was called Marigold. And if you had a client with, level 10 highlights, and they put that Marigold conditioner on it, they they looked like a marigold. Okay. And then to try and get it out of the hair was another thing, especially if it was super porous hair. But this isn't anything like that. This is completely different, and it's a completely different animal. And I see. I don't. I always look at things like that as this is going to be a great addition to my color business, because this is going to help boost my color business. And I think it's just the way you got to look at it,
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yep. So what, you got motivation today, or do you want me to hit you?
I don't have the good quotes like you do.
I
don't have the good quotes that you do. I only have stories. My motivations are stories in experiences that I've had with other people, like yesterday in the class that I was teaching, a stylist asked me, the question was asked, do you ever refuse services? And I said, oh yeah, absolutely. It's one of my greatest hobbies. I actually love using services and firing clients and passing them off to other people.
Yeah, I know about that.
And then a follow-up question was, well, what is the criteria? Like, what if, then we started doing scenarios back and forth with each other. So then a little bit later into the class, another stylist asked me a very similar question. It's like, if you ever have a client and she's asking for something and you're not sure about it, do you ever refuse it? And it's like, all right, we're back to this. It's the same question all over again. And it's like, you're just asking me to answer the question for you. Who am I to answer your question? Who am I to tell you to ignore your doubt or push through your doubt? So my question to her, my response to her was like this. It says, why did you become a hairdresser? And you should have seen her. She perked up in her chair. She lit up like a light bulb, bro. She's like, I love, and it's like she got this sexy phone sex operator voice all of a sudden came out of this girl. I'm like, I absolutely love it. It's my passion and my heart. I'm like, okay. But it was such a heartfelt response. Like she was really, she really got into that answer. She's been waiting her whole life to be asked that question or something. I don't know. It was so cute. I'm making fun. She's younger, so I'm making fun. I can't help myself.
I want to ask her that question after she gets her Susan.
You know what though? But that was the whole thing. Like it set me off. But that's the whole thing, right? We all we should all still have that passion, and we all still do somewhere inside. But over years of getting your butt beat, by terrible clients, you always remember. And it's like always everybody says the same thing. We've done 10,000 services in our life over our career, over 10,000 services. And we still can remember the few crap ones, or the nightmare ones. You can't recall even a fraction of the good ones that went by because they went good. It went the way it was supposed to. So I tell her, I says, you have this heart, you have this passion. I says, you're running your business behind the chair. You want to do good for people. You have a concept and an idea. You have a vision of how you want to change the world one person at a time. If somebody comes up to you and they're asking you to do something and you're not comfortable to do it, you're not confident to do it, you don't think you can do it, It's making you question your beliefs. Why do we get peer pressured into doing things? It's the way of the world. It's so crazy how we follow the herd. And it's really wild because I've been in scenarios and conversations with people where individually you can have a conversation with somebody, you can joke, you can laugh, you can get along. And then all of a sudden, the second you introduce a third person into the group, into the conversation, now it becomes a group. I have seen people's personality change, do a complete 180, because now you've added an additional person and you got to keep face, or you got to keep up with the Joneses. And I'm like, who the hell have I just been talking to for the past 15 minutes?
Right.
And that's just one person. Now you add in more people. Now you're in a group setting, in a crowd. And all of a sudden, one person says the most left field crack ass comment, and people are like, and everybody, some people get quiet. Some people just nod and go along with it because, God forbid, confrontation. And then you got a couple of other people that they're just out there. It's the same thing. They've been waiting their whole life for this moment to have a confrontation. And it's like, what? Where? Why? How am I in the middle of this chaos right now? What is happening? We all have our beliefs. We all have our values. We all have our ideas, and we all have our opinions. And you're going to find yourself interacting with other people who sometimes have shared values, shared opinions, and sometimes they have opposing. And even when you run into those scenarios, if somebody's agreeing with you and they have your shared values and your opinions, some people are going to be extreme with those values and those opinions. And some people are going to be, in the middle, and some people are going to be on the fence. And then when you hit people that oppose you, some people are going to be extremely opposing you, and some people, you can have a conversation with them. At the end of the day, you have your own heart, you have your own value, you have your own opinion. You're allowed to have those. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's how you present yourself is what matters. If you're voicing out to prove a point, you're a jerk. And if you're voicing out to stand up for yourself, how are you doing that? Are you just doing it as matter of fact? This is who I am, accept me as I am, and I accept you as you are. And at the end of the day, hopefully we can just shake hands and part ways as friends. Or am I going to give you the, to you too? And then I'm going to talk about you for the rest of my life. Like, we're too hung up on how I always ask you, what does social protocol dictate in this situation?
Right.
We are so hung up on social protocol and etiquette. And it is important, but for the love of God, man, it's important to have decency and respect. It's not important to voice everything out there and force people into submission.
Right.
I don't know. That's my motivation, man. Stand up for your beliefs. You're allowed to have your opinions and your values, but how you present yourself, you got to think about and evaluate how you're presenting yourself out there. If you're the one saying every single other person is a piece of crap, you're the common denominator.
I echo exactly what you just said. I don't. You could have your beliefs and what you believe, and you could be strong, and God bless you for being strong in your beliefs, but you don't get to hang them on the end of everybody's nose. Is the long and the short of it. I think that I like that motivation, though. I like that because what's that say? I forget where it's from, but it's to thy own self be true. Does that work right there?
You always have the quotes, man. I'm telling you, you always got the good quotes.
To thy own self be true. So
I go. What era is that from? Is that like the 18th century or something?
I'm gonna go with, I think it's Shakespearean. I don't know why that came to my head.
I want to go back to talking like that on a regular basis.
I don't.
Okay, you have Shakespearean speech or you have modern day slang.
I can't keep up with that. So I don't know.
Right. Okay. So here's your comment section. Proper speech, Shakespearean speech, or brain rot language?
Brain rot language.
If we're going with modern day slang, right? Bring it.
Yeah. You know what? That is a 15-minute episode all in itself. But
all right, next week that'll be our topic.
Brain rot language. Write it down. Hey guys, we greatly appreciate everything you guys do for us. We love the support and everything. Please go to htbbeauty.com. And we hope that you guys make a difference in one client at a time. And everybody have a safe and healthy 4th. And we will catch you guys next week.
Blow up lots of fireworks. Set the whole yard on fire. And especially if you're in Illinois, because it's illegal to do so.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, be safe. Be smart. Be safe. Have fun.
Exactly. Thanks, guys.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.